Can a Christian be patriotic? Our Christian walk overlaps the worldly walk in so many ways, so many areas, some without conflict, and others with much conflict. So much so that there is constant need for serious examination of our values and loyalties to ensure that we have an eye that is single towards heaven and an emphasis on matters which are spiritual. This is a video, but you can listen to this as an audio. This is a very wise and clear tour of the focus on patriotism. The word patriot comes from the Greek patris, meaning fatherland, a person who zealously supports his own country. Pledging allegiance to the flag, emphasizing an earthly home, esteeming the gift more than the giver. Patriotism has its roots in pride and a special possession that we are extra proud of. Examples of nationalistic pride in Scripture. Patriotism typically demands revenge for wrongs perpetrated against one's own country. Patriots feel the need to defend their rights, freedoms, and possessions. Patriots are confident in our nation's strength and goodness. And also, patriotism is brotherhood in league with atheists that we are unequally yoked with. Patriotism promotes bearing arms and taking human life. Do you realize that in early Christianity, you could not be a border guard and you could not be a policeman enforcing the laws of the land? The Jesus' disciples, would follow the laws of the land even better. Patriots get caught up in political and social fervor, a lot of emotional attentions, carnally minded. Zealously support our country, ways to love and zealously support our country as a Christian. Having considered these 12 points regarding patriotism, we borrow a line from the Apostle Paul and ask that you judge in yourselves whether a Christian can be patriotic. Can he do so without having divided loyalties or marked conflicts? Again, the answer is it depends. It depends upon us rewriting the definition of patriotism to fit our own beliefs. It depends on our qualifying this point and de-emphasizing that point. It depends on whether we want to be associated with others who obviously have different beliefs and values. It depends on whether our true allegiances are in this life or the life to come. It depends on whether we can be patriots and still be pilgrims. Conclusion. Christian patriotism redefined. One who loves and zealously supports his own country, heaven. If you look up Grandpa Honesty Guy and you find a playlist called World Dangers, you will begin to see the world powers that have actually caused the military buildup of the United States. Patriots get caught up in political and social fervor. One point recently, a friend of mine was telling me how wonderful the governor of Florida is. And his track record has layers and layers of military. And he seems to be another person who has actually been installed in order to try to draw the Christian-oriented people towards Florida. There's a huge ability to control weather, and there's clearly a work to displace peoples. These passages clearly indicate the nonviolent nature of the true Christian. But does this mean the Christian is passive? Not at all. We are to be active in fighting evil with good and creating the most wonderful family in the neighborhood.